Hey guys, and welcome to Mtoto on Video podcast with me, Omar Hamed. We have an amazing show lined up for you today. We have an amazing conversation. I have an amazing guest with me today. I'm going to give him a chance to introduce himself, and then we can be able to start. Yes, introduce yourself.
Yeah. Okay, my name is Collins Orono. Thank you so much, Omar.
Yeah, thank you.
I love that because it's your
Yeah.
identity. So I like saying it.
Yes.
I don't know how to say it, but I had to try it today.
You had to try it.
Yes.
Okay, that's amazing.
My name is Collins Orono. I'm the head of training and news at Mtoto News. Basically, we deal with training young people on storytelling and also mentor them on with giving them digital skills to be able to navigate the digital world. And also we also train young people on how to be to speak for themselves and how to use media to influence policies and also to use media to get their voices out there so that they can be heard.
Wow, that's amazing. Actually, today we are talking about Sauti zetu training, which is the main topic for today.
Yes.
And Collins, being the head of news and training at Mtoto News, you're going to tell us a little bit about what it is and what children are to expect from this Sauti zetu training and maybe when it's going to be happening. So let's first of all start with, what is the Sauti zetu training?
Yeah, okay. The Sauti zetu training, basically, it's a platform where children and young people can be trained. Their skills can be sharpened on storytelling and how they can use the media to influence policies, to influence decisions. How they can also use simple tools like mobile phones to tell their own stories. And because we are used to adults telling stories of children, but now Sauti zetu, basically, we are training young people to tell their own stories. Wow. Instead of me coming and talking about a child's story or your story, Omar. It's you going out there and telling your own story from your own perspective, because you know that you better than me. So we are trying to change the narrative on how storytelling is done, because we are used to adults speaking about children, adults saying so many things about children, but what about that child that you're talking about? So that is what we do as Mtoto News Sauti zetu training. We mentor young people, train young people to use media to speak for themselves.
Wow,
to speak about their issues, to speak about what they feel and all that.
Wow, it's really amazing. I mean, I personally underwent the Sauti zetu training. That was way back in 2019.
Yes.
I'm saying way back as if it's a long time ago. It's not that long.
Yes.
And also, maybe if I can ask, why did you guys come up with the name Sauti zetu? Why
Sauti zetu? Basically, it's an English, it's a Swahili, version of a word for our voices. Because now we are training children to speak their voices. Of course, we thought that Sauti zetu would be a good name for the training.
For the training.
Because basically, it's about training you to speak your voice. Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. It's actually amazing how you guys came up with that, because you're trying to make children speak for themselves.
Yes.
The challenges they're going through, they're the ones who know how it happens. They're the ones who know the solutions to even those challenges. That's really amazing. So maybe if you can tell us a little bit about now this Sauti zetu training. If a parent was to enroll their children in Sauti zetu training,
yes.
First of all, maybe you'll also tell us how a child parent can be able to enroll their child, or if there's a child out there who would want to enroll in Sauti zetu, how they can be able to enroll. And after enrolling, what are they to expect? What are the specific subjects that you guys are tackling and you guys want to sharpen the skills of the children?
Yeah, okay, thank you. First of all, Sauti zetu started, with very few children. I know maybe in your lot, you were very few in the training. But because we've had challenges around funding and also how being able to train as many children as possible, because now with the internet, there are so many challenges that come with children accessing the internet, children being out there and not knowing how to use these platforms. So for us, what we do is we thought this platform would be very, very good to sharpen the skills of children and giving them the opportunity. However, with the time we noticed, there was a lot of need for children to be in these trainings, but now more children were coming, but now we didn't have the money to cater for the for the trainings and all that.
Yeah.
So we came, we've done a number of trainings. We've capacity built the Kenya Children's Assembly children. These are children that have been elected to represent other children, and we've seen a number of them, participating in our programs, in our shows, in our so many policy decisions and all that. So, but now with time, we are changing actually from training through the Sauti zetu, where children come to our office.
Yeah.
We are going to have that one too, but we are going to target children through the journalism clubs.
Yeah.
And we have a network. We've established a network called the Students Press Africa, network
SPAN.
Yes, SPAN, where we are going to train children in high schools. We're going to train them on how to storytelling and mentor them, and also capacity build their patrons and all that. So that's going to be a whole platform for children to speak, for children to harness their skills, and to help them also be better people, and in terms of public speaking and all those other skills. So we are moving from just doing the trainings in our office to being able to reach to these children in their schools.
Wow, this is actually really amazing. If you reach more schools and you reach the journalism clubs in the schools, it means that most of the time, children are mostly in school than at home.
Yes.
So you find that you'll be able to cover more ground and all that.
Yeah,
so
because
also
because the challenge was, for the Sauti zetu, the ones we are used to do when schools are closed, you find that we are not able to get as many children as possible. So it's only those who have the information that maybe might come. And also there are also the financial challenges, because we used to charge 5,000 shillings per child for 1 week. That is the cost that will cater for their food and maybe learning materials. But now with time, we notice, very few parents, not even many parents could afford that.
Yeah.
So most of the time we'll plan for a training.
Yeah.
Parents will commit to bring their children, but now the final day, it becomes difficult for them. So we again have to go back to our pockets and cater for the costs. But because we were more interested with training children and building them their capacity, we had to do it regardless.
Yeah. Wow, that's really amazing. So maybe if I can ask, maybe you as the head of training and news at Mtoto News, what are some of the plans that you guys have to be able to reach? I said to reach to reach the children mostly from the marginalized areas, because you do understand that they also do have challenges they want to express, and maybe the best way they can be able to do that is through the media, and you find that sometimes they're disadvantaged because these things are not reached to them. So maybe what is the plan to be able to reach some of these children?
Thank you, Omar. First of all, before I get there, let me say that for example, myself, my life in media didn't start maybe when I joined campus. It all started when I was in Form 2.
Yes.
That's when I discovered I had a lot of passion about media. So when I was in Form 2, I discovered that I wanted to be in media. Form 1, that is. Then I go to Form 2. I started engaging in journalism club, doing news in the parade, writing articles and all that. Then that passion started building up. Now, that was the beginning. That is where it all started. So I tend to imagine if that time I had someone who could hold my hand, or I had maybe a mentor or someone who could just tell me more about journalism, about media, about speaking for myself, I'm sure I'll be very far right now. From high school, I went to campus. That's when I got an opportunity to engage, to involve myself in different things, student radio, student newspaper, being able to represent my school in places like, Top Story, being able to expose myself in the real media world. Now, that is what is really motivating me not to engage into mentoring young storytellers, because I know if they get this opportunity early enough, they're going to be very good people. They're going to be very better people. And also because we are trying to, to sell the agenda of children telling their own stories, and people or media practitioners or journalists that will be able to tell children's stories. I'm sure if we mentor young people today to tell stories of children, they're going to be better storytellers in future around children. So I forgot the question you asked
the
me.
plan. I asked
Okay,
about
the plan
yeah.
now is okay. That is why the plan now is to being able to reach as many children as possible. Because that time I was in the village, I could not have the opportunity even to participate in some of these things. I wasn't able to get exposure. But today I want to change that narrative by going to the villages, us going to the schools in Turkana, us going to the schools in in Marsabit, in other places where children don't have this exposure, don't have these opportunities, so that we can give them hope that it's possible for you to be a journalist. It's possible for you to achieve your dream of being a journalist. And you're going to do that by one, we will reach to these schools, train the children, train the patrons, and also being able to give them the opportunity. If they don't have magazines, school magazines, we're going to train them on how to make these magazines. We're going to give them the opportunity to do their own stories. After doing the magazines, we're going to give them the platform where we have a website that is going to have school magazines from all the the different schools across the country. So that they can have national, you can have that international access to the materials that children produce. So that now if you want maybe your own magazines, your school's magazine, you can go to our website and find your school's magazine.
Wow. So that's what basically also SPAN is about.
So SPAN is SPAN is about that. Give you giving children the building their capacity and enabling them to produce those magazines. After producing the magazines, giving them the platform where other people can also read their magazines.
So Collins, so what are you guys doing, especially you, head of training, to reach the children with disabilities?
So first of all, I think we are trying to, as much as possible, to make sure that we reach out to all children, because no child deserves to be denied a chance because of basically who they are. So we try as much as possible to reach out to all children and give them the platforms, the opportunities. The only challenge that comes with that is that there are special children with special needs, especially children with physical, like the visually impaired children, and also those with hearing impairments. So that's where the challenge is, because now it means you have to come up with with the gadgets that will enable them to participate in these trainings and all that. So that's the only challenge. But those other children with other physical challenges, I think we cover them.
Well, okay, that's amazing. At least you're trying to put your efforts to reach these children, because they do have challenges and they also do want to speak about them. So as we are winding up, maybe if you can tell us some of the challenges that you guys encounter, and also you can give us maybe your parting shot, and maybe if you do need also do you need like funding maybe for this or for these trainings? And,
of course, as you said, that is one of the biggest challenges that we are facing, of course, funding, because now this is a new area, and I think there's no one else that is doing this in Kenya, and actually in most countries in Africa. We are trying as much as possible to reach out to many children, but now the challenge is the financial challenge, where sometimes you put an ad out there asking children to register. Yes, they register, some fear because of the costs that are involved. So that's the biggest challenge that we are facing. But if we had maybe funders and all that, it would be very, very easy for us to reach out to as many children as possible, because these are skills that are really needed today for children. But now the problem is the financial muscle. That it's not there. Yes. So that's one of the biggest challenges. The other challenge that we face is the gadgets that we use, especially for storytelling around cameras and phones, accessibility for children, because these are very expensive gadgets. So that's another challenge that we are facing, but we are hoping that in future, maybe if we get funding, then we'll be able to purchase some of these gadgets that kids would be needing to support them in storytelling and all that.
Thank you so much, asante sana, for those inputs. So guys, as you have heard, I would also love to get your parting shot as we finish, so that I can be able to wind up.
My parting shot is that for the parents, please this is a time for you to expose your child. That is very, very important. One, it will build their confidence. They'll be able to be good public speakers and also good decision makers. For the children, please, this is a time for you to build yourself around public speaking, being able to speak for yourself and being able to engage with other children, because you'll have exposure, and also you'll have an easy way to get out there in future. So grab it. These are opportunities that we didn't have during our time, and for today they are just available for you. Take them and learn and use them to build your future.
Yeah. Amen. Amen. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in to Toto on Video podcast. As you have heard, for the parents, register your children to Sauti zetu training. When is the next training? When are we having the next training?
So the next training is going to be we have a training next week. We have a training before schools open. But we are going to have another training in April when schools close.
Yeah.
Then now our regular trainings will be happening in schools. Yes.
Thank you so much. So enroll on the Sauti zetu training, and also there's the SPAN student platform on journalism and all that. Register. The link is down below so that you can be able to have these trainings in your schools. Thank you so much for tuning in to Toto on Video podcast. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.